Some people say that grief ends, that if you choose to heal, you can just leave it behind. And I really understand that thought, simply because there's a lot of opinions and a lot of confusion, I think, about one, what grief is, and then two, what healing looks like. But here's the truth that I've lived. Grief doesn't end. It transforms into something more powerful. So we tend to measure our grief by how we are emotionally. In fact, some would say that when our emotional episodes stop controlling our actions and we get back to some semblance of normalcy, whatever that looks like, then our grief is over. But then silently, we observe that we still love the person who's not there. We miss them. We long to see them again. But yet there's people who expect us to move on, so we start to pretend. We pretend, hey, we're fine. Then we start to hide our grief. And then we mourn or we cry by ourselves. Maybe we do this out of fear of letting people down. Maybe we trying to give the appearance that we're strong. Maybe we don't want people to be uncomfortable around us. Or maybe we're just afraid that people are going to judge us or be judged by our family or closest friends. So we hide and we pretend. What I have discovered is this. Grief, no doubt, is highly emotional, especially at the beginning phases of our grief. And that can last for months, and it feels like it's lasting a lifetime. But grief is also neurological and spiritual. In other words, the role of grief isn't to punish us, or as some people would say, that grief is the price we pay for love. It's like we're being punished for doing something that is right and something that is beautiful. And that does not make sense to me. To me, the role of grief is more spiritual. It's to lead us somewhere deeper with the person that we love who has gone from our sight, but is very much a part of our present. And we talk about that here. We talk about that a lot. So while we're being swept away emotionally and we're trying to catch our breath, trying to survive each day, trying to figure out how we're going to manage this change in our life, neurologically, your brain is doing this relentless work to help you make that adjustment. And it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of energy for the brain to remap, or if you want to call it reprogram, a whole new relationship with your loved one. Your brain is doing this without you even knowing it. So in reality, you really don't lose him or her. And your brain is designed to help you continue your relationship in a different, yes, in a more meaningful, yes, in a non-threatening and empowering way. Yes and yes. And that sounds strange. It sounds so different. It maybe make us feel uncomfortable to imagine, because we've always grew up with the phrase, seeing is believing. But neurologically and spiritually, loving is believing. That is why love and grief are joined together forever. At first, love and grief seem to be at odds with each other. It's as if your love has been attacked and destroyed by our grief. I mean, that's exactly what it felt like to me. But as you begin to heal, as your brain begins to remap, as your strong emotional energy becomes less fierce, you begin to realize that grief is a part of love. And believe it or not, you will always want it to be this way. For to love is to grieve, and to grieve is to continue to love. So let's connect the dots. It was love that bonded you with the one you lost. It was that special connection of heartstrings that caused you to give up your solo life to become one with another human being. And your heart leapt out of your chest the moment your child entered the world, and you knew at that instant that your life would never be the same again. It was that bond of a sibling or a great friend who gave you his or her shoulder to lean or to cry on, who was there no matter the situation. It was your mom or your dad who was your rock, your phone call, your fix-it person, your go-to. It was love that bonded you with him or her, and now that person are no longer physically here. Yet even though you can no longer see them, that love does not and will not go away. That bond that you have with him or her, it does not and will not be broken. This is the same love that continues to bond you with the one that you can't see with your eyes. This love is a part of you in a very unique and powerful way. And I think that this is the greatest struggle of grief, is to create this continued relationship with your loved one that is now being transformed into its truest form of love that you could ever imagine. So now the reality is this, as we continue to connect the dots, it is love that will move you out of the depths of your pain and into a new life that will boldly carry you to a deeper side of life that you didn't know was possible. This new life will make you bolder. It will make you stronger. It will make you wiser. It will make you more intentional than before. It will lead you to hold the hand, the heart, and capture the falling tears of those who are going through the very pain that you just healed from. This is what Henry Nouwen refers to as the wounded healer. Imagine that. So yes, that old saying, grief is love with no place to go, it may feel that way in the beginning. In fact, I used to say that a lot. But as you heal, you see things differently. And plenty of places that love needs to go. And you are becoming the carrier of that love. You're the carrier of that purpose through your continued love that lives in you and through you. Love is a resource that's in short supply. And the work of your brain neurologically is setting you to be a carrier of this deeper love spiritually that comes with the person you lost physically. So really, grief is love with plenty of places to go, because loving is believing. Share some of your thoughts, some of your experiences with me. I want you to go to my profile and you can push a link to get my book and also a journal that's just come out. It will help you in your grief. I promise you that. And there's a lot more options that are coming right around the corner, so stay tuned. I appreciate you being here. Stay strong with me, and we'll get through this together. I promise. Have a good night.